Hey, what's going on, guys? Money Making Joey back here doing another video. I know it's been some time since I've done a video for you guys. Down below this video in the description, if you've been subscribed to this channel for some time, you guys should definitely check out my investing and day trading channel that I have. I make way more videos over there, and I am going to be making more videos over here. We're just changing the concept of the channel just a tad bit. Now, for all of you guys that have been subscribed for some time or just watching me on YouTube for some time, my videos, no matter what, are still going to be tailored to rideshare industry, helping you guys make more money. And also, what's even more so important is going to be for helping you guys transition out of the rideshare industry. Now, there's a topic that I want to speak about in today's video. This video is going to be a tad bit on the longer side, and I promise, just like the last video that I made that was over, 30 minutes, we broke that up and released that into different parts on YouTube as well. But I've kind of hinted towards what we're going to be speaking about in today's video in a few previous videos that I made, but today's video is just going to be a tad bit unhinged a little bit. We're really going to talk about some things, and there might be some people out there watching this video that I may upset you on my views. This is going to be a video that I really don't care. You guys can get down below in the comments. You guys can let me know what you guys think on the topic, but I can already see the number of thumbs downs that I might actually get on this video. And I've really held myself back for some time on making a video like this just due to the fact that I want to kind of be a little bit political correct. But we're going to go unhinged right now. I'm really going to let you guys know. Disclaimer out there for all of you guys. I voted for Trump, right? I did not vote for Harris, right? If you ask me today, right, what do I think about that decision? There are a few things I do not agree with, but for the most part, I'm going to let you guys know it was a great decision, right? Now, in today's video, we are going to be speaking about the migrant situation that's been going on, right? I've already told you I voted for Trump, so you should already kind of see where this is going just a tad bit. And I know I upset some of you guys out there with that because my own uncle had a deep conversation with me after my mother told him about my voting decision, right? And, we had a little bit of a back and forth. It wasn't really a bad thing or anything like that, but, it is what it is, right? One thing that I've mentioned in previous videos, I've really beaten around the bush on it, but I've spoke about lower end people. I've spoke about people that what it takes to make them happy is not really what it takes to make us happy. It takes just a tad bit more, right? We're seeking more. We want more pay. And it just really seems like over the last 5 years since 2020 up to right now, we've had drivers protesting and rallying for more money. But when it comes to the rideshare industry, it just seems like, how were we trying to get all of these different things? And in all actuality, for what really happened, we took a pay cut. I know a lot of you guys out there have to be wondering, how did we take a pay cut? Because if you've been driving in the rideshare industry for some time, you guys know that's the truth. We took a pay cut. We've been taking pay cut after pay cut after pay cut because last year, 2024, going into this year, 2025, there's zero Quest promotions on the Uber platform when we were getting those things every week. So with the removal of that, we took a pay cut. And you have to really ask yourself something, right? We've come into a point where I've seen this a lot, and I've been getting asked this a lot from like Uber customers, especially people who use Uber Eats. Why do I continuously, every single time that I order food, right? Why do I get a picture of one person, but I get a completely different person that actually shows up? And this might be up for debate. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. I really think these rideshare companies and these food delivery companies have took advantage, ending of 2023 leading up into last year, 2024, took advantage of the current migrant crisis that we are facing, right? Because we all know in the beginning, these platforms had very strict regulations on you entering the platform. But it just seems like over these last few years, we have a lot of people that have found a way to manipulate the system just a tad bit. And the reality of things, this plays into what I've mentioned in previous videos. If you have a group or class of people who are willing to work for less than what I would actually like, or am I demanding, who are we not to let them on the platform? Who are we not to let them work, right? So we kind of have a double whammy here where it's like, not only do we have more drivers, more participants in the rideshare industry, food delivery, everything like that, but we now have a class of people that, hey, you know what? You can pay me less and I would be perfectly happy with it. Now, there are some people that have a belief that migrants, people who enter the country illegally, don't really take a toll on the economy. And I'm going to let you guys know something. For the lower end communities, people who are trying to hustle and things like that, it affects you a lot. And I'm going to tell you guys a story, right? I'm originally from New York, Queens, New York, Far Rockaway, New York, to be exact, right? I grew up in Far Rockaway as a kid. I was around 11 years old when I started to pack bags in a supermarket that was right across the way from where I lived. Anyone in Far Rockaway, if you know Wavecrest, over by Beach 20th and Secret Boulevard, Wavecrest Shopping Mall, there's a supermarket in there. I believe it's a C-Town. Now it used to be an Associated. I'm going back over 20 years ago, right? But I would pack bags in the supermarket sometime during the week after school and often every single weekend, right? 2 registers within this supermarket would open up at 8 o'clock when the store first opened. Another one would open up at 9. Another one would open up at 10. Another one would open up at 11 to fully fill the area. There was a guy who was friends with the owner. He was an immigrant. This store had a lot of immigrants, undocumented people that worked there. Some of you may be saying, well, how do you know that they're undocumented? It really didn't matter what agency came. It could just be the Food Investigation Bureau or something like that. These people would run into the basement, into a back room, and hide. So I will leave that up to your own interpretation, right? But generally, throughout my time of packing bags at this supermarket, it was only one guy, right? There would be times where they would have other family members come over, and then in return, that would bump us back in the times that we can start to pack. Under the usual guy, hey, one of the other guys like me would get the other 8 o'clock spot. Somebody else would get the 9 o'clock spot. But if 2 more of their family members came, guess what? We would have to wait in order to pack. When I fast forwarded a little bit, I think I packed bags there for like a year. And then they asked me to work there on the weekends, right? Since I've been there for some time. On the weekends, I would come in and I would be the guy that stood in the front of the store and took your bag and held it and gave you the ticket to come back and pick it up when you're done shopping, right? I held that position for a few months. And don't get me wrong, I want you guys to think about it. At the time, I'm like I'm an 11, 12-year-old kid. I might have been like pushing 13 at the time that I'm mentioning right now. In my household, I had a single mother that was raising me. The money that I made packing bags in this supermarket helped my mother out in the household because she didn't have to give me an allowance. If I wanted a new pair of Jordans, I was able to buy that new pair of Jordans. So me being able to make some money inside of this supermarket really helped my household out, right? So now, the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I have this position. I come in one day and I found out that somebody else arrived from Dominican Republic, and guess what? Instead of working Saturday and Sunday, I get bumped down to just Sunday. So that takes 1 day amount of money out of my household, right? Eventually, long story short, I no longer work there at all. The person that they had come in took Sundays as well also. Now, if it wasn't for a illegal coming in, I wouldn't have had these different issues. And this is something that I am bringing to you guys that happened well over 20 years ago when we weren't in this deep of a migrant state that we currently are in. So fast forward to what's going on now in 2025, you can only imagine how bad it actually is. So with that being said, I don't want to hear that, hey, millions of undocumented immigrants coming into the country does not hurt someone else's household when it actually does. Fast forward to what we're currently speaking about in this video inside of the rideshare industry. We can make two different cases as far as how this has actually hurt the rideshare industry. And I've mentioned it previously. You have the first thing where you now have this major influx of people coming into the rideshare industry. It's something that we've spoke about. Everyone in the community knows this has been an issue. But then now on top of that, these millions of different people that are undocumented that you are allowing to pick people up in the rideshare industry, allowing for them to do food delivery. Like after a few reports back in the day before the pandemic of you being the wrong person. Heck, people would even complain on you for showing up in a car when the app actually said that you were on a bike. You can only get maybe 2 or 3 reports of this before your account is deactivated. One thing that I will tell you for sure, over the last year and a half, 2 years, the amount of people that I've seen on these apps with fake profiles is completely outrageous. And these platforms, Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, should actually be ashamed of themselves because they've actually created an environment where they have lax regulations now where they're not deactivating and getting these people off the platform like how they used to back in the day. They're playing this to their advantage where they figured out that if they go ahead and leave them and they don't have, you know, these strict policies like how they used to of deactivating these accounts, they can leave them on there and fully sustain everything that they've been looking to do, which is to pay you less and still have someone that's able to give you that ride, still have someone that's able to bring you your food order at 1 in the morning, right? Which in returns now makes their pockets just a tad bit fatter. Now, going back to what I mentioned in the beginning of this video, yes, I voted for Donald Trump. I do believe that, you know, do I believe people should have the right to come here? Yes. I believe no matter what country you're from, if it's your goal, if it's your dream to come to the United States of America, we welcome you here, right? We welcome you here. That's the truth of the matter. It's just that there are processes in which we must do to get here. That way, you know, we ensure certain things are going to take place. It is not any state or any country's responsibility also to take in anyone and then provide and care for them as well. If you come over here, you must be able to make your own money, work, and you know, do things just like everyone else, right? But we have this thing where it's like now Donald Trump is in office, and what we've seen over the last several weeks, month, whatever the case may be, is, you know, a lot of deportations, things happening, people are scared. Now, there is going to be a question that I pose to everyone out there watching this video, and it's that, is this going to be a good thing? Is this going to be something that helps rideshare industry drivers that's been struggling over the last couple years? Because now, if we can reverse the effects of what's happened over the last 5 years, we can now take the power back from these rideshare companies in a sense of now you're losing these people that you've banked on making profits off of by having them work long hours and by having them work for less because they didn't actually know any better. Like a lot of the newbie drivers that I speak to, when I tell them what we were making in the rideshare industry prior to the pandemic, 2018, 2019, they don't even believe me. It's not really a thing that they can conceive, just due to the fact that they are used to what these rideshare companies have driven prices down to, so that now they think, hey, you know what? It's cool. It actually works for me. So now if we continue to see all of these different deportations and people leaving, the question that I pose to everyone now is, what state does it leave these rideshare companies, right? Are they going to have to pay more? Or are they going to have to come back to their original base of drivers that actually started for them? Now, I am going to let you guys know, I believe no matter what the case actually turns out to be, the rideshare industry is dead. It's over. If you're actually looking to make money, be in a position where you're actually winning, not just in the short term, but over the long term, no matter what, the rideshare industry is not where you need to be. But I definitely think that the actions of what's currently going on right now, for those of you out there watching that are considering staying in the rideshare industry, it's something that you're happy with, whatever the case may be. I don't want to knock you, but I do think that if the rest of 2025 leading into 2026 still currently plays out this way, where we're currently seeing deportations and not that many people entering the country illegally, you could potentially be at a point where now the pay might still suck, but you are in a position where there are now less drivers on the road that you are actually competing with. Now, like I said, I consider this video to be a little bit touchy. Everyone out there watching, I want you to get down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. And like always, get subscribed to the channel if this is your first time seeing me on YouTube. Money Making Joey, I am out of here. I will see you guys in the next one.